I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another request, this time for Guillermo. Thank you so much for that. If anyone's ever interested in requesting pretty much any type of video, you can request it either directly to my PayPal or join me on my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And the film you wanted me to talk about now is Alien Outpost from around 2014. I guess the best way to put it is, if you change a couple stuff, this could be considered kind of a direct-to-video sequel to Battle Los Angeles, where it deals with soldiers and we follow soldiers as they're dealing with an alien threat. Only in this case it's done in a documentary style where you have these two journalists with cameras following these troops, and every once in a while you have a soldier being interviewed and talking about the events that has happened. The effects for a low-budget film aren't that bad. The acting isn't that bad. It tries to build a bit of a history for its story where 2021 the aliens invade, then they're driven off Earth, but thousands of their troops are left behind. Soldiers are left to clean up the mess and wipe out the remaining aliens. And so they have these outposts. The aliens are called the Heavies. They have this armor, so then they made this new weapon. I think it's called high impact phosphorus rounds. It's nicknamed Reds, that will get through the armor of the aliens. So at least they're attempting to build up their own, like I said, their own story. And then you follow these soldiers as they're at the outpost and some things happen, some firefights. Sadly, sometimes a bit too much of this. Sad to say. I would say I didn't mind the film for what it was. Interesting idea. Interesting concept. Again, sort of a fake documentary mixed in with this soldier alien invasion type of flick. So the acting's not bad. It's just, it's hard for me to sit here and tell you anything about the characters, because I didn't really feel like there was a lead character in the movie. Maybe technically you just say there were one or two, but the soldiers, I hate to say, were kind of faceless soldiers. Like they get interviewed from time to time, and I can't tell you anything about them. So I do think that what was lacking were strong characters and a strong lead, like a finite, this is the lead. It's funny, in the credits it says Adrian Paul's in this. I must have completely missed him. Like Adrian Paul from the Highlander TV show. I must have fucking missed him, because I didn't fucking see him. Maybe it's one of those things I was looking over, or I was doing so. I don't know. I couldn't find. I don't know what happened. I know I was paying attention, but maybe I looked away. But if Adrian Paul's in, it's not a big role. It's not. I admit, at least with Battle Los Angeles, number one, I had a bigger budget. And number two, Aaron Eckhart, whether you like or dislike the film, I really love the film. It had, I thought, a strong lead where Aaron Eckhart gave a really good performance. And no, his character wasn't three-dimensional, but I got enough of the gist of his character, what he was doing, why he was doing what he was doing, and Aaron Eckhart gave a really solid performance. He's one of the best things of that film. This film needed something like that. But there were so many of these soldiers, sometimes I couldn't tell one apart from the other, and that, I thought, hurt the film, at least to me. And so I'm just watching it as an interesting way of telling an alien soldier type of action movie, sci-fi film. You know, sometimes they're battling humans, which they think is because they're tired of the people being on their land, and you realize it has to do a little bit with mind control. I think they did that because battling humans are going to be cheaper. Does the more time aliens are going to be on screen, the more money's going to cost for that. And you know, they could have built some practical suits, practical creature alien suits. It's not like there are 1,000 of them. They could have built a couple of them. I mean, again, the effects weren't that bad for a direct-to-video movie, but they're not fantastic either, but they're not that bad. So the reason that hurts with the characters is that when people die, I go, who? Or at best, they're a one-dimensional character. I do think that was the issue with it, because then I'm just watching events unfold. Whether this team gets to a new outpost, and then the people at that outpost seem like they're so pissed off and mad at first, and they realize they're joking and they're just hazing the new guys. One of theirs is missing. They get attacked in this ambush and they go, well, wait a minute, those heavies, those aliens, they never play in ambushes. Someone they trust comes back, but then he starts shooting, and they're like, what the hell happened to him? And then one of their own gets taken. They never took someone before, then they get them back, and then they realize it's mind control stuff. And you get a couple battles. I get filmed in this type of fashion because it's journalists or whatever videotaping the whole thing. And then how at Battle Los Angeles, you have this team that leads up to this important event that they just don't know it yet, where they gotta blow something up. In this case, this structure, and when they blow it up, they realize that this satellite thing that they use to protect themselves, well, that was designed to fuck with that, so that the alien troops would keep getting resupplies of weapons. Now with this structure dead, that shield's working again, that satellite system's working again, and now the aliens are not getting their weapons. But then during the end credits, you realize there's a second invasion, and now they're in the middle of fighting once again. So it's like one step forward, 3 steps back. Guess that was the point. So as you can tell, I don't really have a lot of excitement talking about this movie. I've heard of this film quite a bit, and I was a little bit disappointed. I will admit, I was a little bit disappointed. Yeah, I like the concept. I really love Battle Los Angeles. Taking that, knowing it's a lower budget film, much lower budget, and saying, okay, it's more of this fake documentary. Interesting idea. it does hurt when you don't know any of the characters. When you don't really know any of the people. Or at least enough that I felt a strong connection with anybody. I mean, yeah, I didn't really feel like there was an actual lead in the film. And so I liked the concept. It went at a decent enough pace. I was never bored with it. I don't mind the look of the aliens. I still think they could have tried to do more practical, but again, the effects are not bad for its budget. But it's not something I'll remember a month from now. So Alien Outpost. If you like Battle Los Angeles, give it a look. I don't think it's as good as that. It's not a downbeat ending. It's not like everyone dies or anything. It just... I think a lot more could have been done with it. A lot more. It's hard to review this because I don't really have much of a exhilaration talking about the movie. Sometimes that's how it goes with reviews. It's like pretty straightforward, almost like a Call of Duty, the movie, with aliens. This is what it's kind of. It's like you played Call of Duty. Right, it's not first person of that nature, but maybe that would have been more interesting. Maybe it would have been more interesting if you actually utilized cameras. You could get those type of Call of Duty Doom type of POVs. And yet the soldiers have cameras attached to them. And since this is a documentary, all that footage would be interspersed. Maybe that would have made the action scene stand out a bit more. But just like the characters, like develop the characters a bit more. Or even some bigger names. So at least you get that instant recognizability. That's a good, at least one step forward. And then let us get to know the characters. But not a bad film. It's not a bad film. Just time waster was what it was. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.